What's up? What's up? What's up? Lord Skunk here, lordskunk.com, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is the live show. This is Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes versus Star Wars Force Arena. Did I say that right? Arena Force? Force Arena? Yeah. All right. I've been doing so much debating. I said, we got to just make this a debate on the live show because I'm tired. My voice is tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of debating it. So we'll get into that here in just a few minutes. We got to cover a few things. We got some awesome guests with us. You can see their names if you're watching this. If you're listening to the podcast, you can't see it, but we'll introduce them a little bit later when we get into the show. Want to go over a couple quick things. Let's just bust through this stuff quick because we got so much that we got to get through today. I hope everybody's having a beautiful Friday. Hope everybody had a great week. Let's get into this stuff, man. I'm excited. First off, thank you to all of our patrons. Support the live show and the content for $1 a month and get special Discord statuses like hanging out with us in the voice chat right now during the live show. Details at lordskunk.com/support. Please, we really appreciate that. Now, listen, guys, I appreciate it. We got some good news coming up in regards to our patron. We have a new patron level added. Sponsor level patron rewarded tier has been added to the lordskunk.com patron. Get all the rewards from the other tiers in addition to your site, page, YouTube URL, ally code promoted on the live show, and other video content. Now, we got our very first, a special thank you to our first sponsor patron, Stephen King. And I don't believe that this is the same Stephen King that wrote all those books. It very well could be. Very well could be. Here's what he had to say. He said, "Hello, Lord Skunk. I appreciate all you do for us in Team Skunk. Since I've been here, I've been in 3 different guilds, Syndicate, ORO, and Moo. I was doing Heroic AAT at Moo, and now I swapped back to ORO to help them beat Heroic, and now I'm able to place in the top 3. I'm happy to be a part of this program. Keep up the great work, Stephen King." Stephen King, thank you. I appreciate it. Stephen King's ally code will be scrolling at the bottom of this. Make sure you add him. Stephen King wants to be your ally. That's cool, man. Hey, I appreciate it, Stephen King. I'm glad that you're a part of the community, and I'm glad that you're having fun. Now, listen, this guy is getting more General Kenobi shards than I'm getting right now because I sure as heck ain't placing top 3. I'm in the same guild as Skycrack and Krunif and all these other guys, so that's not gonna happen for me. So good looking out, Stephen King. Glad you're in there. Glad you're getting those shards, man. Awesome. So you'll have your 7-star General Kenobi before I get my General Kenobi, probably to gear 9. Carbonati's, man. Tough. Live show is brought to you by Gamefly. Get 1 month free for all lordskunk.com viewers when you sign up for Gamefly today at lordskunk.com/Gamefly. Now, special announcement, okay, special announcement. The channel last week hit over 1 million views. For those of you that have been with me since the beginning, yes. For those of you that have been with me since the beginning, you know that when I started this channel, I started just to stream some of my Galactic Wars, and we end up kind of building this community, and you know, now it's blossomed into this less than a year. It's not even a year yet. It's not even 11 months yet, right? Because it's not even January 19th yet. So wow, so less than a year. That's pretty cool, man. I really appreciate that. I remember my first day I ever did a live stream, I ever did a video. I had 7 subscribers. And I had like 10 viewers, and I was like, oh my goodness. I thought it was pretty cool. And I'm like, I'm never going to get to 500 though. Like, it's going to take me years to get to 500. So here we are. It's pretty cool.
Appreciate one of those 7 though was Darktron.
Yeah, it probably was actually. Yeah. Darktron has always been my biggest fan, and I appreciate him. So I appreciate everybody, though, that has took time to watch the videos, subscribe to the channel. Matter of fact, if you haven't done so yet, why don't you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button while you're here? You might as well do it. It's really simple. It's right there. Why don't you hit that share button? Share it with your friends and family on your social media. I really appreciate it. But, man, thanks, everybody, dude. That was pretty cool. I went to dinner at my mom's house the other day. She had dinner. Me and my daughter went over there, and I said, "Hey, Mom, check this out." I showed her my little YouTube app, on the phone, and she goes, "What is it?" I said, "Read that." And she's a little older, so she wears glasses. She gets her glasses, and she puts it. She reads it. She goes, "Oh," wow, 1 million. I'm like, "Yep." She goes, and I was like, "Yeah, isn't that cool?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, what does that do? What does that mean?" And I'm like, "What? I don't know. It's just cool, I guess." I said, "Do you know anybody else that has 1 million views on YouTube?" And she's like, "No." I said, "Well, there you go. There you go."
That's one way to ruin the mood.
Yep. I said, "Put it on Facebook. Tell all your friends. Your son got 1 million views on Facebook or on YouTube." So that was cool. You got a question you want answered on the live show? Follow at LordSkunk1 on Twitter and tweet with hashtag AskSkunk. We are going to get some questions at the end of the show. It's going to be a long show. We got a lot to get into, so I can't guarantee we'll get all the questions, but we know we answer those We will always answer those on the next week's live show if we can't get the ones that you tweet tonight. But we got quite a few that people tweeted over the week. So that's cool. All the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes guides that you need is at SWGOHguides.com. SWGOHguides.com. Join us on the forums at SWGOHforums.com. Wow. Tonight's show, I'm going to skip that because I didn't update that. Okay, so we're going to get into the news report. Now, this is going to be real simple and real easy. I told you last week I was trying to get news from the devs. I went to the forums. It's usually where I go to see if there's any news and check some of the other different various sites and forums and stuff. And there wasn't anything. The last update was on December 22nd. So we did get some news this week. We did get some Galaxy Heroes news, and here's what it was. Happy New Year. Leaderboard refresh for December. I hope everyone enjoyed their holiday season. If the leaderboards are any indication, it seems you're busy. Speaking of Guild Raid leaderboards, just a quick update to announce that they have been updated for the month of December. Now, this was posted like the 9th. Okay, this was posted like on the 9th of January. So this is 9 days into the month. Congratulations to quite a crowded turnout for the top spot. Now listen, Team Skunk did not go for the top spot last month. Okay, so we went for the top spot this month. What did we finish at? 2? Was it 2? Riemann? Anybody? I think we've... Okay, so we tied for first, but whatever. So we finished in the top 3, anyways. Top 2. So we do that, and so this is the month that they wait 9 days to update it, right? And then this is the first month where they don't list the guilds out by name. Every time, I'm going to get into this later in the show when we get into our debate. This is going to come back up. This is going to come back up, I promise you. And as a friendly reminder, per John Solari, he's the executive producer of the game doesn't have separate servers or shards, but actually different leaderboards. We haven't merged leaderboards or culled them for less active players, etc. We currently have no plans to merge, cull, etc. leaderboards. However, if that changes, the players will be well notified. Now, one quick little note for those of you that are in here, quick little trivia. Miles Riker's in here, so he's salivating at the mouth right now when I say this. He's going to be surprised, though, once I actually get the question out. Do you know where the term shard comes from? Or why people say shard? Why would people say shard instead of server? Anybody?
Is it from crystals?
No.
Like actual crystals?
It's a World of Warcraft thing, right?
No.
Even earlier.
Yep. Anybody else before I turn it over? All right, go ahead.
So as much as I do like trivia, I like public embarrassment more. So I'm assuming that this is an EverQuest thing.
Boom! We finally got Miles Riker, guys. We finally got Miles Riker. This is not true. Finally, I get to ask you a trivia question and tell you that you were wrong. This actually dates all the way back to the very first MMO that I ever played, the very first MMO, technically in the whole entire world, Ultima Online, which was also an Electronic Arts Origins game. Back in 1997, that game first came out. That's when I became a super hardcore gamer and got addicted to PvP, killing other players in a pixel format. That came from that, because what happened was how they did it. If you remember the Ultima series, a whole computer game called the Ultima series, and what happened was they wanted to do this MMO thing, so they wanted to have servers. So they're saying that the world broke into shards. So that's how that happened. That's why people still to this day, so 1997 all the way to this day, people still refer to those as shards. That's pretty cool. All right, so that was all the news that we got. That was it. So I'm a little disappointed in the devs. Devs have disappointed me quite a few times in my Galaxy Heroes career. Again, they don't disappoint. When we have a huge milestone for the Team Skunk community, again, their largest guild. What do we got? How many guilds we got now? How many Team Skunk guilds? 45, 46? 46 guilds times 50 people. That's a lot of people. And again, they let us down. It's just sad, man. John Solari, what's going on, buddy? All right, so here it is. This is what you came for. This is what you signed up. This is what you got your popcorn out for. The Star Wars Force Arena versus Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So who's excited about this? Who's excited about this discussion? Because we've had a lot of this discussion in the community.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's gonna get intense.
Cry havoc.
We entered this live show as friends. I highly doubt we will all leave as that. Okay, here's the deal with this game, and we'll get into a little bit in a minute. It's Star Wars Force Arena. It's another mobile app game. Okay, and we have a good friend of mine who is going to come and tell us all about it. Would you like to introduce yourself, Outer Mythos? Tell us a little bit about you, how long you've been playing Galaxy of Heroes and been a part of the community.
Sure. First, just thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Yeah, no problem. I've been part of the skunk community since September. I've been playing Galaxy of Heroes pretty much nonstop every day for as long as I can. I started playing the game then. I joined Team Skunk about a month later. I was pretty much just following your videos, and then I got into the community, and then my guild fell apart. So I said, well, I might as well join these guys. They're the ones giving me all the tips anyways. Then I came on and then started listening to you guys in your rooms, and eventually, instead of just being a stalker, Remon called me out and said, hey, why don't you start talking to me? So I've been able to shut up since, so I got to thank him for that. And everyone's been great, and it's just been a great experience. And then I just jumped onto this Force Arena bandwagon, and it's been fun for the last 2 days.
All right. Well, I want to say one thing. I just want to clarify one thing that he said because I don't want people to misconstrue it. He said, listen to you in our rooms. He meant in the chat rooms in our Discord. We don't really have a compound. People will say that. That now the new room will be that we have this compound and all Team Skunk lives in this compound and I'm the new David Koresh and all that. So no, that is not true. Not yet anyways. He's talking about Discord chat rooms. All right.
Discord chat rooms. You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah. So he's going to tell us a little bit about Star Wars Force Arena. I'm going to pull up a video, just a little bit of gameplay, so people kind of have an idea what it is. Some of you might not even know what it is. They might not even seen it yet. So we'll play a little bit of video. He's going to tell us a little bit about the game and give us some insight into that before we get into the actual debate.
Okay, just want me to go now?
Yep. It's yours, baby.
All right.
It's all you.
So Force Arena, it's a card-based action game with Star Wars theme. It's very similar to, like, say, the Clash game, the newer Clash game. So it's action-based. Is that when you start the game, you're either Rebel or Imperial. You get Rebel and Imperial cards. You get a legendary card, which could also be like your hero. So right now, this game pulls from original trilogy. They pull from the show Rebels, and they pull from the comic books as well.
And Rogue One.
And Rogue One. I apologize. Yes, and Rogue One. So you'll start with a hero, for instance, Luke Skywalker, farm boy Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber. And you'll get cards of other Rebel things, say Rebel Trooper, Gonk Droid even. And you'll play these cards for energy, and you'll have a constantly recharging energy bar that goes up to 10. And each card costs a different amount of energy. You'll play it onto the battlefield, and the objective is to destroy the shield generator and turrets before time runs out. If you've destroyed more turrets than your opponent and time runs out, you win. Or if you destroyed the shield generator before time runs out, you win. If you have the same amount, if neither of you destroyed either, or you've destroyed the same amount, go into overtime. And if nothing changes, you'll draw. And then you'll get points based on that. Right now, it's a low selection here, so it's a good time to get in now because really no one's got an advantage over anyone. And so it's just it's a fun game. It's very action packed. If you're a big Star Wars Galaxy Hero fan, you'll like this too. And even if you find time, like in between your refreshes or in between your whatever you're doing on Galaxy Heroes, it's a great filler.
Awesome, man. Thank you. Great job. I told him about this about 20 minutes before we started the live show. I said, hey, why don't you do some research and come on and you can tell everybody about the game before we get into it. So cool, man. Good job. Appreciate it. So
Thanks, I tried.
Yeah, no, it did great. It did great. So Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes has touted itself as the #1 Star Wars mobile game of all time, and the source can be found on the EA official. So if you just go to the official page of Galaxy of Heroes, they say it right on there. Well, as of Wednesday of this week, a new kid's in town to take the crown, baby. So we got a new challenger on the block. So we're gonna find out who's going to be the king in 2017. And that's what we're here to do, to debate. So the Lord Skunk, the Team Skunk community, the general Star Wars gaming community as a whole has been at a divide over these two games over the last 2 days. Tonight we are going to debate, and we are going to find out which game really will be the king in 2017. Now, McLeod is going to be moderating this, okay? Now, McLeod doesn't realize this. He doesn't know that we know that he's in the doghouse. We put him in there. McLeod is in the doghouse. McLeod, what did you do this week? Anything exciting happen in your guild this week?
Not that I can think. Oh, right. Yeah, we had a little bug.
A little bug?
I honestly don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure it wasn't me, but I'm kind of paranoid it was because everyone's ragging on me for it. But we somehow abandoned a raid.
Oh, what kind of raid?
And heroic AT raid. It's like I didn't even think that was possible. I'm not sure why that button's even in there, but all I did was, we get one attack per phase, so I'm sticking to that. And I got mine in, and I thought, okay, it's going a little slower today, so I wanted to test out my new clone squad and see how well they're going to do in a certain phase. And I did, and I got to a certain point and went, okay, I can't post this damage, so I'm going to exit out. And as soon as I exited out and backed off that attempt, instead of just booting me back to the raid screen, it booted me back to the raid screen, but suddenly the raid was over, and there was no option to click anything, and it was just done. And then that little ticker that tells you what goes on in the guild says McLeod abandoned the raid, and
it told everybody.
Yeah,
told everybody.
So I didn't do that. I was like, that's not my fault. I'm pretty for darn sure or certain that I did not press anything else besides just backing out of my attempt, which the button is in the middle of the screen. So I'm like, I couldn't possibly accidentally quickly double tapped it and accidentally hit abandon and then hit yes as well. So
what was it like after that? What was it like in your guild? I mean, I can only imagine. What were people saying?
I have to give total credit to an awesome guild. They've always been very cool. We've cultivated a very kind of laid back attitude in the guild. And certain people, like the only kind of bad feedback from that immediately happened was a gut reaction. One of our guys said, "Oh my God, I think I'm going to throw my phone." But after that, everyone was very cool about it. It was just like, yep. We'll send in the ticket with EA, stuff happens, and yeah, and then everyone just calmed down about it, went, oh, that's a shame, I was having a good run, and we're making jokes, like, was your P1 run that bad? And that was it. It kind of came and went, and even on the Discord, everyone was very much the same, because team size very, very cool. And
so give a shout out to your Team Skunk division so everybody knows. We got a lot of new viewers tonight.
Yeah, so Team Skunk, I want to also give a shout out to good old Maurice and Matt Jade, who are our officers there. And recently, Doriana, we've promoted to officer. He's doing an amazing job doing our ticket counting. Those guys have been keeping it going because I've been super busy over the holiday period and everything. There's no way everything would be running as smoothly or as efficiently without those guys. So big shout out to all the officers and all the members of Team Skunk side.
That's every guild leader's nightmare right there.
I think McLeod was just having a couple of pina coladas, and he was like, "Should I do it?"
Chardonnay. Yeah. Having a little Chardonnay. Yeah. Oh man, I remember the very first time that we did set up guilds. Remind you, remember that? We were all in chat, and I was like, "Oh, what's this? Abandoned raid button? What's this?" And I was joking about hitting it. Oh my goodness! Every guild leader sees that button and they're like, "Oh, that's such a stupid place to have that." But you know what I mean? That's funny though. I just can't believe it. And big shout out to Jerome Reese for narking you out and telling me.
No, he's cool. I mean, he's amazing. He's basically, I mean, he's an officer as such, but since we did a whole merge to create the heroic status for the guild, I've basically been touting that good old Maurice is effectively co-leader of the guild. He does that much, and he is that good. So, full respect and props, dude.
Yeah, he was on the show last week too. Yeah, he's a patron.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah,
so.
long-time friend, long-time viewer. Weavis just said Force Arena doesn't wow me. Well, guess what? By the time we're done with the show, you might change your mind, okay? Because here's how we're doing this. Here's how we're doing this thing, okay? Somebody's got to be for Force Arena. Somebody's got to be. So it's going to be me, okay? So Donald Skunk me if you want. All right, however you want to do it. Somebody's got to be the bad guy. So I'll be the bad guy in this scenario, okay?
I'll be the bad guy.
Yeah, we got a couple bad guys here, so we're gonna have a couple, and then we're gonna have our other panel who we got on there, Cheeky Cutie, we got Riemann obviously, we got Soldiers of Bromance. We'll probably throw his 2 cents in there. Drew Dog will probably throw a little bit in there. So we're gonna see kind of how we go. So we're gonna go through this. We got a couple topics. Now here's what we're gonna do, okay? And we got to kind of roll through it fairly quick because we do got some good stuff to go through. At the end of the debate, okay. We're going to write down our score. McLeod's going to write down our score. Okay, we're all going to score each category for each game on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, so at the end of the debate, we're going to say Galaxy of Heroes, what are you rated at? And then we'll write it down. Okay, so there we go. Real simple. Let's see what we got here. Very first one we got is strategy. Who wants to take this one for Galaxy of Heroes? I'll let somebody go first. Who wants to take strategy for Galaxy of Heroes? Tell us why the strategy in Galaxy of Heroes is better than the strategy in Force Arena. Anybody?
Well, I'll take this.
All right. Start us off, big boy.
All right. Well, first of all, Galaxy of Heroes, I think just has a little bit more involved as far as because you're not just picking what works on offense, you're also picking what works on defense, and because you're not controlling, it's not live. So there's a bit of strategy to setting up a good defensive team. And also, combining teams together. Since Galaxy Heroes, you get to bring more than one character into the match. Picking a good synergy or creating a good synergy with characters that work together that may not necessarily be paired together by faction or light side, dark side, or anything like that, and just putting a good team together that works well together because of their abilities and because of their strengths and weaknesses is also a good, it takes a great deal of strategy as well. So, I mean, I just feel like on the strategy end of it, there's a little bit more strategy involved. Now, there is strategy, in Force Arena too, I'm sure. It's just, I feel like, it's a little bit more, I think it's a little bit more involved in Galaxy of Heroes. That's my opinion.
All right. Fair enough. So here's the strategy in Galaxy of Heroes. I'm the other side, obviously, so I got to be for Force Arena. So here's the strategy in Galaxy of Heroes. You put in computer characters to fight computer characters. Okay, there's no real action. There's no real PvP. There's no sweaty palms. Excitement. There's no getting puckered up moment there when you're about to when it's a make or break part in a live battle against a live player. Nobody in the 2000s or above wants to play an offline game, right? All games are online, right? I said this. If you followed my channel since the very beginning, I said this. I said this game would be so awesome if they could implement Galaxy of Heroes. I'm referring to if they could implement live PvP in it. I said that would be so amazing. There's so much strategy. There's so many different. You could take with the turns and all this different stuff you could do with it. I said it'd be absolutely amazing. I said whoever comes up with a live PvP game, I said that's going to be the game because not only is it going to attract whatever franchise it is, Marvel, Star Wars, DC, whatever it is, whoever gets the live PvP right is going to attract all kinds of people because there are people that just want to PvP. They just want to kill people, right? So the strategy, there is no strategy. There's not even a comparison to say strategy against a computer that if I know that Lando has X number amount of speed, he's either going to go first or not go first, and I can upgrade my mods to go first before him. There's no strategy to that. That's a computer, right? I can control the outcome of that. I know what that computer is predictive. I know what it's going to do. This is against another human being, a living, breathing soul that I get to crush while he sits in his living room on his toilet at a Star Wars Galaxy Force Arena game.
Well, there's definitely strat. I mean, you got a strat and raise.
We don't get to we don't get to rebuttals. We don't get rebuttals. Okay, we don't get rebuttals. Now you got to say your piece. I got to say my piece. We got a lot more topics we're gonna get into. So with that all said and done, okay, we're gonna go quickly down to the top on a scale of 1 to 10. Broller Troller, my brother, first time on the show, big time streamer. Okay, my little brother, a huge Twitch streamer. All right, for Destiny and Overwatch. So what out of scale of 1 to 10 based on that argument? Now he's impartial. He doesn't play either one of these games. He didn't play mobile games. Where would you rate that? Where would you rate Galaxy of Heroes on a scale of 1 to 10 and Force Arena based on that argument? Go. Galaxy of Heroes, go. Okay. Really?
It looks like he's muted.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny if
Yeah,
you
he's
the whole time? Oh, I should have
He
recorded
just doesn't want to let you down.
Dude, I should
Galaxy
have
of
recorded
Heroes.
him. That would have been so funny. Is he in here? Is he in here?
He's in here, he's just muted.
It'd be really cool if you had him recorded in advance, and he's just like, Galaxy?
He's still muted. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's got the right settings. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, so we'll skip it on. We're going to Cheeky Cutie. I can tell where this is going.
Uh-oh.
Based on the argument, Cheeky, where do you vote scale of 1 to 10 for Galaxy of Heroes for strategy?
Galaxy of Heroes is 10 out of 10.
Okay.
And Force Arena
You're not gonna get
is
love
1 out
there,
of
bro.
10.
You're not gonna get any love there, bro.
Oh man.
That's why I preempted that with, I know where this is going.
Hey, your brother's unmuted.
Your brother's ready now.
Okay, we'll let Cheeky finish.
He hasn't heard any of the conversation. I think it's Force Arena.
It's really me. It's really me. I run in the other room. All right, Cheeky, what are you going to rate Force Arena at in a scale 1 to 10?
0.
Cheeky, you've got to be realistic. Based on the argument that I gave, you can't ever do
0.
All right, it's marked flag on the play. You can't just because it's
Yeah.
the game you want to win. You can't
Listen,
just arbitrarily.
you are
give
gonna
10 to 0.
tear
I'll be
you are
very
gonna tear
generous.
this community
You can
apart.
have a 3. You can have a
She's
3.
mid-maxing the debate, man.
She's never even
Mid-maxing
played the
debate.
game. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing: is that this happened when we did Future Fight. This happened when we did a few other games that kind of cropped up throughout the time. Now this is funny because it's Star Wars versus Star Wars, so that's why I love this. Okay, but the community's fractured before, and everybody's like freaking out, like, oh, everybody's gonna quit playing Galaxy of Heroes, and they're gonna go play this Future Fight or this game or that game, or whatever. So they all like freak out, and everybody needs to relax. Okay, we're all gonna play whatever I tell you guys to play. Okay, remember I'm the David Crusher, and we all live on my compound. All right, so Drew Dog, what do you think on a scale of 1 to 10? Galaxy of Heroes, where do you rate it? Strategy.
I'll give Galaxy of Heroes an 8.
Okay, fair. And what about Force Arena?
Force Arena, at first was like a 2 because when me and you started playing yesterday, it was a button mash.
Mm-hmm.
But as the 12-hour
Marathon.
binge went on, you definitely do need strategy to proceed further in the game. So I would give that a 6 right now, and it is growing.
Okay, and Drew Dog, think about this. How long have you been a part of the Team Skunk community?
4th of July.
You're not allowed to pressure these people.
I'm not pressuring him. I wanted to ask him a very important question. Me and Drew Dog, I've never been in the same Team Skunk guild together, right? We've never been able to interact in the same guild together. We were able to actually live PvP and wreck people many a times yesterday, do we not? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. But we're talking about strategy right now, right? That's interaction.
I'm just saying the fact that you got to hang out with me is what I was saying.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that one.
All right, Miles Riker, Galaxy of Heroes.
All right, so much like chess with perfect knowledge, all right, it's got its appeals, all right. I'm gonna go the high road, okay. I'm gonna say that it's a 5. I'll rate it at 5.
Okay, fair. That's Galaxy of Heroes. You said 5.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then for Force Arena,
I'm gonna rate Force Arena currently in its current state at a 6. But what we talked about earlier, if they can fix the little minute things, that'll go up to a 7, possibly an 8.
all right, very good. And then who's next? My screen's kind of smart too. Who is that? Oh, Outer. What are you going, Outer? Galaxy of Heroes, quickly.
All right.
Scale of 1 to 10.
Galaxy Heroes for strategy.
Strategy.
It's not very high. I mean, it's a knowledge-based game. It's good for a community where we can all learn from each other. So I'd say it's a good. I'll give it a 6.
6. All right. And then Force Arena.
Force Arena, I can't rely on knowledge when I'm sitting there in a fight. So I gotta rate it higher. I'm gonna go early. I'll just inch it a bit. 7.
7. All right. Okay. And then Riemann.
I'd say it's about a 10 for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Okay, if you guys are just gonna be ridiculous, I'll just ban you from.
Right on.
No,
we're being perfectly reasonable about this, Skunk.
Perfectly reasonable, but honestly, I like I said, I think it's pretty close, but I'd say it's about let's say an 8 for Galaxy Heroes, and I'd say a 6 for Forza Arena.
All right.
So me and
Okay.
Riemann agree. 8 and 6.
And then Bromance, quickly.
And that's a
Galaxy
solid.
Honestly, for Heroes, I have to say an 8. I would love to give it a 10, but there's just certain teams, you basically can't really beat. As for Arena, I'd give it about a 6.5. As it was mentioned before, once the fine
Let's make it
details
simple.
are
Let's
fixed,
make it simple on
it'll be good.
McLeod.
Yeah, no
6 or
half
7.
points
Which
here.
way are you going?
Hey, no half points.
Which way are you leaning towards, a 6 or a 7?
Say 6.
Okay.
All right.
Wow. Trying to get a date with Cheeky Cutie still. All right, Talon, what you going with?
So,
I've never played Arena, so I have no say.
Based on the argument that we just gave.
Well, based on the arguments, I'm more of the team guy, so I'm about rating and stuff like that, working as a team. So I'm gonna have to go with Galaxy Heroes on this one.
That makes 0 sense because this is all about working as a team because you play together. Okay, so what are you rating it as? What's the number?
I'll give it a 5.
Nice. Okay, good. And then what about Force Arena?
Sorry, that was for Force Arena.
Okay.
I'm gonna give Force Arena a 5, Galaxy Heroes a 10.
Okay. So does that make absolutely 0 sense?
That
The ballot is confusing.
That just slapped us into victory.
Yeah, that makes absolute. So here's what we're gonna do now. We are gonna allow the people actually make sense in voting for the game. I'm just gonna try to throw it. Okay? Didn't everybody complain because elections were thrown just recently, just a year ago, and now all of a sudden you guys are gonna try to throw another election? Okay, we're stopping this trend in 2017. Okay, we're gonna vote properly and in the right fashion. Now here we go. If this one's wrong, we're gonna have a problem. Okay, because this is a given. All right. So the next one we're gonna talk about is graphics. Cheeky Cutie, take us away. Tell us why the graphics in Galaxy Heroes are so great.
Actually, there have been some weird glitches with like random characters popping up in strange places these days, right? I'll give you that. Otherwise, I love it. And the ships part is really cool.
Okay.
They get props for that.
All right. Fair enough. Now, for me, if you look at Force Arena and you go into your apps and you actually just look at the game, I mean, it looks like it could be played on Xbox or PlayStation 4 or PlayStation Virtual Reality, whatever it is. I mean, the characters, they got it's almost like you're looking at the Rogue One when I'm looking at my Bodhi Rook. It's amazing. So the graphics are awesome. Even the actual gameplay graphics are amazing. The UI is slick and clean. It's got a nice, clean user interface. I don't think there's any question here that we could even say it could be anything other than all the way from Force Arena on this one, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so
All right, I give you my opinion now.
go.
All right, so as far as Force Arena goes, okay, yes, in the home screen and when you're looking at your characters, just staring at your characters in your inventory, they look fantastic. I mean, they look immaculate, like almost like you could eat whipped cream off Princess Leia's face. Okay, but what I'm telling you is that's not what the gameplay looks like. The gameplay in Galaxy Heroes actually looks like the characters that you're looking at in your inventory, which the inventory is nothing spectacular, but they look exactly like they look like in the inventory. The characters in game in Force Arena do not look like they look in inventory. It looks like you're playing Tecmo Super Bowl. Okay,
Wow. Okay, now you're just being ridiculous. That makes absolutely zero. That makes zero sense.
You can't even see anything.
Okay,
It's so
all right.
small.
All right, so let me moderate a bit here. So basically, what you're saying, there's a better flow overall.
You don't
graphically
even move.
for
You just
Galaxy.
stand in one place. You don't even move in that game.
That's fine, but I think he's just saying visual style wise. So visual style wise, then there's a better flow, so that might be why he gives it a better score. And obviously, there's a huge discrepancy because I have seen the artwork and it does look amazing in Force Arena, but the in-game graphic is obviously going to be slightly less because there's so much going on, and for a mobile app game, it's going to have to be reduced slightly in order to cope with that. So I can understand where that's coming from. So.
Right, can
Where
I
are we
get
at
on
with
it?
this debate? Have we had one for? We've had a pro.
Yeah,
for
we're
Arena,
no longer
and we've
voting,
had
so go ahead and get a point in.
Yeah, see, I'm rather on the fence about both with this. So, like, as Raymond pointed out before, the graphics that you actually see of your characters in Galaxy of Heroes is what you get. And as Cheeky said, the space battles look amazing. That's a huge improvement to the game, and the tank raid graphics have been pretty enjoyable. But as also it was pointed out in Heroes, the main screen graphics of the characters look remarkable. As you said, Skunk, they look like they should be played on a next gen console or on the PC. But my main problem with the graphics in Arena is, as also was pointed out, actually in game they look nothing like it does on the main screen. And the only other problem I have is the tiny little buttons up the top right of the main menu. They're really small. I mean, it's fine if you're playing it on your computer on an app, but if you're playing it on your phone, they're actually quite annoying.
Or if you're from that little village that Gulliver went to, and you
Lilliputian, yeah.
So you have a finger that small, you can touch that button.
The Munchkins?
All right, so here's the one thing I have to say. Yeah, the Force Arena looks a lot better in the main screen, and it can be a bit fast when it comes to the gameplay, and you can't take in all the graphics. But when it comes to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, you look at some of the original heroes, and they look immaculate. If you look at Lando, his cape's flowing, everything looks great. But you look at the Rogue One characters that they're putting out now, they're all garbage. Every one of them looks like garbage. They're getting lazy, very lazy.
Okay, so I'm going to put my 1 cent in. Let's just go off of Jyn Erso's face.
Horrible.
Force Arena wins
Boom.
hands down.
No, you cannot.
Yes.
Listen,
He didn't interrupt you when you were saying it. He didn't interrupt you. Let him say it. What? You can't deny it.
I've thought about this very important scientific bar. I'm going to set it at Jyn Erso. Force Arena wins hands down.
Yeah. Done deal. Drop the mic, baby. Drop the mic. It's over.
Okay.
I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
Also, what you have to give it to
She looks ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. Galaxy of Heroes has been around a while, and they have had time to do graphical updates. Arena is still new, and I'm sure that's coming. So you got to take that into account as well. I think that's been a good showing from both sides there, and there are obviously pluses and minuses to both. So are we still going to stick with this voting thing, or do you just want to move on to the next?
I'm not going to play the little rig game. Listen, I got good news for you, though. I just unlocked Dengar in Force Arena. Boom!
All right.
What happened to your bro, man? That's the real score right there.
Listen, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to gameplay, okay? We're going to talk about gameplay. I'm going to let one of you take it. I'm not going to listen to all you guys ramble on about the same thing over and over again. So pick who you want to talk about gameplay, and that's the person that's going to represent you. If it's me against 9 people, all right, we're going to do it one at a time. So who's going to handle gameplay?
I got your back.
See, they only want to go against me when they can all go against me at the same time.
Yeah, I got your back, Skunk.
Listen. I have a lot to say about everything. And
okay, go on gameplay then. Take gameplay. Let's go.
Let McLeod take this one.
McLeod's not even. He's a moderator. You can't have a moderator take it.
Yeah,
okay,
I'm here to bring a little reason.
He's still in the doghouse because he canceled his raid on his guild.
You guys ran, and I'll reel it in.
All right.
I'm more than happy to take gameplay if Nabrimon doesn't take it.
Yeah, go ahead, take it. He's just saying a whole lot of nothing.
Go for it.
Alright, here we go. Honestly, the gameplay I find in Galaxy of Heroes, I thoroughly enjoy. It is addictive beyond belief. You've got all the different sort of scenarios you're going to deal with. You've got your raid gameplays. You've got to organize everything separate for that. You've got your arena, which again, you run completely different. Then you've also got the gameplay, which you have to try to do with the ships. I just find it they have 3 different types of gameplay, feeling-wise to me, and I love that. Whereas in Arena, I find it is so fast-paced. The match is like, 2 minutes or something? The gameplay just feels very short-lived, if that makes sense.
It feels short-lived for Galaxy of Heroes, or it feels short-lived for Force Arena?
Feels short-lived for Force Arena, and also rather rushed. It's not a game where you actually get to take your time and work everything out. It's just one where you have to play constantly under pressure. And don't get me wrong, that's a lot of fun as well, but I like being able to take the time and do it very strategically, like in Heroes.
All right, so you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
Florida Skunk, let's see what you got for Arena.
So here we go. Okay, again. What you guys, you make my argument by saying it makes 0 sense what you say. You say it feels rushed. It's you're fighting against another human being. I can go into a Galactic War battle, get up, go get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, come take a nap, come back and finish the match. Okay, there's nothing to that. I get to fight against another human being that's at their house or whatever they're doing, or at work or driving down the road. Who knows what they're doing? I get to fight them in real time with my road dog. And Bromance, you disappoint me. We did many games together. We wrecked people. So
We did. We destroyed.
the fact that you get to go in and play real time against real people and listen, dude, this is ridiculous the way you guys are so brainwashed. You got to go to these stupid challenges in Galaxy Heroes, these little things to get your little garbage gear and your little garbage materials. You got to wait 10 minutes every time in between them. What kind of fun action-packed gameplay is that? Every time I do an arena battle, I got to wait 10 minutes. Okay? Every time I do 5, I got to pay crystals to recharge. I can play continuously for 2 hours in a row, battles over and over and over again, non-stop, fast-paced, 2-3 minute battles, like Bromance said, in Force Arena, straight. No, they don't stop me. And here's the other thing, okay, which I'm not gonna, no, I don't want to save it because I think we have another segment. I don't want to blow it yet. So, but here's the other thing with this game compared to Force Arena. I just jump in the game and I start killing people. I start attacking people. I start doing it. I get the cards. They give me the stuff. They give me good characters. They don't give me Clone Sergeant, whatever the guy's name is. They don't give me Chewbacca, who's worthless. They don't give me Talia. They give me Luke Skywalker with a lightsaber. They give me Princess Leia.
Bodhi Rook.
The four characters you start with is Luke with a lightsaber, which we don't even have. This game's been out for over a year. We don't have that yet in Galaxy Heroes. We get Princess Leia right out the gate, who was strictly pay to play in Galaxy Heroes when it came out. And you get the Krennic guy, a brand new Rogue One character for free, which we don't even get right now. And that movie's been out for 2 months. I mean, that makes zero sense. So, obviously the gameplay falls into Force Arena. Okay. So, moving on. I hope McLeod's taking notes on all this stuff. Okay, moving on. We're going to talk about time.
I'll have my conclusions at the end.
We're going to talk about time. The time investment into these games. Or the positive and the negative of the time. So, anything related to time in the game. Who wants to take time for Galaxy Heroes?
Well, I feel like time is a little bit on your side in Galaxy Heroes. You know, you kind of have the ability to things as you please. Now, the only thing about Galaxy Heroes is, like, you have certain times that you have to log in to collect rewards and to make purchases. Like, you have 6-hour windows to get gear and get stuff out of the shipments and stuff like that. And because of the raids, you have times also. But I think that's more of a product of how developed the game is, rather than a drawback. I mean, I just think that there's more to Galaxy Heroes at this moment.
Okay, that's fair. And it should be. It's a year-old game, right? It's been around for a year, so that makes sense. But here's the thing. Again, it's going to kind of go back to gameplay for me and time. Is they control my? That's one of the things it's going to be a theme throughout my side of the debate. Is Galaxy Heroes seems like they want to try to control us and funnel us like cattle through the game. We can do challenges, but we can only do them every 10 minutes. We can do arena battles, but we can only do them every 10 minutes. We can do raids, but we can only do them every 3-4 days. Right? We can do Galactic Wars, but you can only do 12 a day. Right? And that's it. Everything is limited with the amount of stuff that you can do in that game. It's like, here's something cool. Here, you can do it, but we're going to take it away from you for a little while. Right?
They're gonna keep you in suspense, man.
Okay.
So good.
Okay, so they keep me in suspense. So they keep me in suspense. If I want to play a game and I'm in a mode where I want an arena, the only way that I can continue arena is wait 10 minutes or pay crystals to continue arenaing. If I want to continue to spend time playing the game, enjoying the game, at the end of the day, guys, it's a game, right? If I want to enjoy my time doing what I want to do in the game at that particular moment, then there's no limitations in Star Wars Force Arena. You jump in, you play a match. I can jump in and hang out in guild. I can do friendly matches. I can play against my guild mates. I can play one-on-one versus my guild mates. I can play with my guild mates against other people. I mean, the time factor is unlimited in the Force Arena, and the only thing that they make you do is come back and open your packs. That's it. You don't have to log in to get energy. You don't have to come back at a certain time for arena payouts. You don't have to log in to do for certain raid times. So time is obviously on my side when it comes to Force Arena. I rest my case on that one.
I do have
I'd
one
say-
point though.
Again,
say
you
you
guys got to all
mentioned
try
the
to
whole-
jump in on it and still try to go against me. It makes no sense.
It's just one thing. You mentioned the whole 10-minute window in Arena.
Yeah.
I solely think they made it that way so you can't just rush yourself to first. So they tried to add some form of, I don't know, balance to it. That's just my opinion of it. That's what I got from it.
I'd say that
this is
Galaxy Heroes is a money-making endeavor first and a game second. The reason why you have those times is to goad you into paying money to get rid of those times. All right, and
That's
so
that's a good start. I'm just gonna start because that might be a topic coming up, so I don't want you to blow your wad early. So just hang on, you're going down the right path there. So hang on.
Well, this is
So
what
we're not
this is
gonna
what I
have 10
think.
people
Well,
talk about the
actually-
same topic. We're gonna do one at a time. So you can take the next one if you want. The next one's gonna be PvP. That means the killing stuff. Okay, PvP, the killing stuff. Who wants that one? I don't know who wants to go against me on that one. That's gonna be rough. All right, who's gonna take me on that one?
I'm actually going to side with Force Arena on that one. So
He's like,
No.
hey, how about
I'm in that camp all the way, man.
Okay, just
I'm in that
switching
camp.
sides now. All right. Okay. Let's go with Remon for PvP then for Galaxy Heroes, if you would please. Sir.
Take it, Raymond. Go, buddy.
All right. Well, PvP first and foremost is actually. I mean, like there's a team synergy in PvP. I mean, you're using multiple characters to make them work together and accomplish a certain goal because different characters on your opponent's team have different strengths. Now, I understand that that's similar to what you have in Force Arena because you have your cards and with your deck you can put out certain infantry and then you can counter that with your own stuff. But I just feel like, first of all, because there isn't multiple shards, you're not going for like rank 1 on any type of shard at all. You're kind of just endlessly climbing this one person that's all the way at the top. So there's never you're never going to be. There's only going to be one person who's rank 1 ever, right? And I don't know. I kind of feel like you miss out a little bit on that. I feel it's a little bit more fun to have a chance to go for rank 1 on your server. And I mean, I would love to have some sort of an escalating, PvP where maybe monthly we do like a rank 1 of the entire game. But I mean, that's a discussion for another day. Just a comparison between the two. Live action's great with Force Arena. Obviously, I mean, live PvP is the strong point of the game. It's really something that we've been wanting in Galaxy of Heroes. And the only difference, I think, between the two that makes that gives Star Wars Force Arena any kind of leg to stand on, if Galaxy of Heroes had live PvP, and if it had live PvP, I wouldn't play Force Arena.
correct. I'd agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I said this from the very beginning. From the very beginning of me doing my shows, people asked me. They used to always ask me like what features I wanted in the game. What would I add to the game? I said, whoever does in the mobile app world puts together live PvP, whoever does it it's going to be the money, man. It's going to be the game because, dude, that's. A lot of us are in our older years. Here's the demographic of Galaxy Heroes. I'm gonna tell you what the demographic of Galaxy Heroes is. Okay, it's typically 30 plus white male, right? 30 plus white male is typically the demographic for this game. Yes, there are some kids. They're not long term. We see them in the community too. We see some kids that come in, they play it for a month, then they go off for 2 months, and they come back. Oh yeah, I'm playing again. But typically the majority of people that play this game are going to be white males, 30 years or older, right? Those white males used to play PlayStation, Xbox, online games, EverQuest, World of Warcraft, all these other online games. But then guess what? They got married or they had kids or they got, jobs they can't do anymore. Now we get all that goodness to be able to play with our friends, our guild mates, kill other people, which is the most important, right? Kill them in a pixelated format. We'd be able to do that right from the comfort of our mobile device. Okay? There is no better feeling in the world than to be able to, back in the olden days, we'll give a shout out to all the people that are old school, to PK, that means the player kill. To player kill somebody, that's what it was like in the beginning, man. It was like such a big deal. Now we can do that right on our phone. I can't believe how far we've come in technology and gaming where I can have
Nothing like a good fragging.
No. And I'll tell you what, I played PvP with Remon. I played PvP with Bromance. I played PvP with probably half the anybody that has played Force Arena, I played a PvP match with that's in this chat, and we had an absolute blast. It was awesome being able to spend time with them, and we got to talk in the Discord chat. We got to coordinate. I mean, that was awesome. We had like six different groups of duos in the same Discord chat coordinating PvP battles. We're all in different battles. We're all coordinating. We're all trying to figure out. But we had fun, man. It brought the camaraderie together. There's no reason for me to jump in Discord with my guildmates for Galaxy of Heroes. There's just no reason to. There's no coordination I need to do. So for me, PvP, baby, nah, hands down. There's not even a question on that one.
Okay, I think that's a really concise and excellent answer. And just before we wrap up on this one, I believe Miles Riker has a couple of words you want to say, so we'll give you a little quick minute there.
Hit it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So I'm going to compare this, and this might sound derogatory or whatnot, but I look at PvP and Galaxy Heroes as like the bully on the playground, man. All right, so you're only going to fight a battle you
Amen,
can
brother.
win.
Speak that truth.
All right, so if that's the case, and I've already matched up and I've weighed my odds, and all I got to do is make the correct decisions and attack the right people in the same order that I always attack them, how is that PvP? You're not even facing a human at that point. You're facing a human's creation.
That's controlled by a computer.
Right. But it's predetermined. And so in Force Arena, not only am I, facing another person, I'm facing another person's mistakes. I'm facing another person who can make mistakes. Because there's no perfect play. I'm not going to, at this point, I got to lay down my probe droid, and then I got to, at this point, I'm going to lay down my tank. This isn't StarCraft. You don't need, the 9 pool at, the 35-second marker you lose. All right, so when it comes to that, I don't even know why we're talking about it. I mean, there literally is no comparison at this point. There's no dark side or light side. There's only one side. Force Arena has PvP, and Galaxy Heroes doesn't.
Has PvE, baby. Nice. PvE.
All right, so what do we got next?
Next is guilds.
Guilds. Here we go.
Cheeky Kitty, take it. One? Cheeky, who wants to take it?
This is really hard for me to address because I haven't played.
Who wants to take it?
Arena.
Well, you can, if you want, you can.
No, who wants to? Who said it? Who said that?
Galaxy Heroes.
Oh, I said I'd take it for Arena. That's
who?
Great.
All right, excellent. Go out. Go Mythos.
For Arena?
Yeah, go ahead. We'll backtrack. Go ahead.
Okay, first I just have to give kudos to developers of this game for launching with guilds. That's just awesome. And first of all, although there's not a lot of options yet for it, the one option that they do have that blows away nearly anything they can do in Galaxy Heroes is the team up option. I know all the times I team up with my guild mates, it's not that I want to win, it's that I don't want to let them down. And that means you're in a guild. Because when you're fighting together, you don't want to let the other guy down. That's the feeling I get when I play team versus team, like 2 versus 2, is that I don't want to let anyone down. You learn everyone's moves. You actually feel like you're actually fighting together as a guild, not just collecting points together. You're actually fighting together.
Hey, Mythos, listen to this. We ride together, we die together. Team Skunk for life, baby.
That's right.
All right, Skunk, do you wanna wrap that up and continue off of that? If you got something to say on the guild part of Arena.
No, I think he was just commenting on guilds, but he wanted to touch on Arena, so we'll move into guilds now. Who wants to take guilds? Anybody? That's another kind of a tough one.
For which side?
It's a no-win situation.
All right,
for Galaxy
Heroes. Do we have someone stepping forward for Galaxy Heroes on guild?
Listen. Galaxy Heroes has raids. Game over. All right.
Okay. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? We're talking about guilds. What does that
actually have to do with? It actually has everything to do with everything. I mean, I understand that there's guilds in Force Arena, but
World of Warcraft has raids. You can't just say it has raids. You got to have a point. You got to.
All right, here we go. We're saying we're not having rebuttals. Let's stick to the rules. Right.
Having guilds in Force Arena is the same thing as having a balloon creating section in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. It just doesn't matter. Or let's say you had an area where you could just where you could feed your Chewbacca, like a.
Now you're not even making any sense. Just get to the point of what you're trying to say. Let's not get to the balloon making
Tamagotchi pet. You can just feed your Chewbacca. No, what I'm trying to say is that there's nothing yet in Force Arena to use guilds for. So I mean, yes, I understand. Like you can play with each other, but you should be able to do that whether you're in a guild with each other or not. Like I should be able to just search somebody's name and play with them. Now, again, I'm going to just go back and circle around to what I said before, and that if Star Wars Galaxy Heroes made a couple of adjustments, I don't think Force Arena would even be in the discussion anymore.
Okay, and what would those adjustments be, Ramon?
Well, listen, first of all, they're going to have to get on that now because, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get a lot of feedback about how people love this live PvP and that they're not getting that same satisfaction from Galaxy of Heroes. And since Galaxy of Heroes is, definitely, going to try to stay ahead of their competitor, I'm sure they're going to try to figure out some way to bring that out to us. So if that wasn't on the plate, it sure will be very soon.
And I got to say something real quick. Yeah, Bruce got a great point. I want everybody to understand that's watching this because there's a lot of Team Skunk faithful that watches and will watch the replay of this. Understand this, okay? I am one side, they are another. We are having a debate, so one person has to be on one side, one person has to be on the other. So in no way, shape, or form, yes, Baru has a great point. Galaxy of Heroes brought us to over 3,000 strong members in the Team Skunk. Absolutely, 100%. Not a question. We'll always have love in our hearts for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. I have love in my heart for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, but understand we are debating between two games which one's going to be better, right? Which one is better at the end of the day? Everybody's going to have their own opinions. Everybody's going to have everything that they have to say about it. But my personal feelings is that for me, Star Wars Force Arena has a lot more of these features that I'm excited about. And it goes in line with guilds because I'm able to interact with my guildmates on a new level. So, Riemann, were you done there?
Yeah, I was just about to hand it over to you for.
I'm done. I mean, I feel like the raids and everything like that makes it a little bit more involved. But again, if there was, which there should be, some sort of a team up function or a way to play arena against your guildmates or anything like that.
I appreciate you having those suggestions, but that's not what we're doing right now. We can't do if it had, you know what I mean? We got to do what it has now, okay?
Right.
So we can only go by that. We can't say. I mean, I've been saying this for 9 months. You know what I mean? The devs watch these shows. They know what I say. I said live PvP. I private messaged 8 devs. I just looked at it today to make sure that I did it. I've like 8 ideas that I had about the game. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I beta tested World of Warcraft for crying out loud, one of the most popular PC games of all time. I mean, I've helped mold a lot of these games, so I know what excites me, and I know what would excite other people. Now, everybody's gonna have their own opinions. Everybody's gonna have different things, but I know what the people like me would like. So, all right. So, moving on to guilds. Okay, let's talk about guilds, and let's talk about Force Arena, because that's the side I'm taking. They launched the game. That was the smartest decision they made when they launched the game. They launched it with guilds. That is absolutely amazing. Now here's the beauty of it. So if you're not in a guild like Team Skunk, if you're not in a tight knit community, okay, if you're not one of those people, all right, and you just random. There's no negative, there's no plus or positive in the game that's going to impact you by not being in a guild. But as a community, which that's what we are, Team Skunk is a community, and the Lord Skunk community. There's people that are part of the Lord Skunk community that aren't in Team Skunk. We are able to team up, we're able to chat, we're able to play together for the very first time in a mobile game. That's absolutely amazing to me. I can't tell you how much fun it was. Me and Remont going in doing a battle, Bromance doing a battle. I mean, that right there got me excited. We got to talk about it. We got to go through the battles we're going. I mean, I can't talk to them when I'm doing a Rancor raid. They're in one thing of the Rancor raid. I'm in one thing. I'm in the other thing of the Rancor raid. It's the same thing. It doesn't change. When I could do arena battle, I could do 10 arena battles, and each one's going to be different. Every time I play it, it's going to be different, and it's going to be with maybe a different guildmate or whatever it might be. So, I think the guild feature in this game, to launch with it, to start the game with it, this Galaxy of Heroes was like 6 or 8 months, or 6 months, I think, before they had guilds and implemented the game. This game launched day one with guilds. We were able to jump right in as a guild. We had a Team Skunk guild filled. What, Riemann? We had a Team Skunk guild filled in what? 6 hours maybe at the most when the game launched? Or less?
I mean, really like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid. Yeah. It was just we got like 6 guilds now. You know what I mean? That are going in this Force Arena game. So I love the fact that the guilds thing, hands down, is amazing. I remember you can go here. I'm gonna tell you this. You want to talk about? Okay, I'll end this argument with this. Go to the official forums, search Skunk or ask. I don't know how you do it, but go look at my history. one of my very first posts, I started playing this game early February. One of my very first posts is, what are these guilds? They're hyping these guilds up all over in this game, all over when I just started playing the game. There was no guilds. I'm like asking on the forums, like, what are these guilds? How do you get in one of these guilds? I don't see it in my game. Am I bugged? Do I not see the feature? No, it wasn't there. Okay, the guilds was not there, and it wasn't there for another 4 or 5 months after that. So, all right, moving on. The next topic, okay, the next topic is going to be updates. Okay, we're going to talk about updates. Now, okay, I want to segment, I want to just make sure everybody's aware of this game, the same people who made Marvel Future Fight, some of these other games. Now, this is not a Marvel Future Fight clone. They're two totally separate, different games. They're not even similar. But it's the same company, and I'm going to base some of my argument based on that because I did play Marvel Future Fight for a very long time. So that's where that's going to come from, because obviously the game's only been out for 2 days official launch, right? So you can't really judge the updates. But let's roll in, and who wants to take the updates for Galaxy Heroes?
Not me this time, but what I want to say though is that they did not update us on when this game was going to be released forever. So I mean, like, I knew that Force Arena was coming out back in November, and I mean, I went to check their website, I went to check on various different sites online, and there was nothing about when this game was coming out up until Wednesday.
That's not true at all. That's not true. I've had a Facebook group. I had a Facebook for this group for this game for over a month and a half. There's been people playing this game for like 4 or 5 months that you can get in early if you go to the if you join the Facebook group. It had all the details on how to get in the game early. I just didn't want to do it. I wanted to do it all together. I didn't want to jump the gun. I wanted to do it when all of us could do it together. So, but yeah, I mean, there's been people that have been in this game way earlier now. I mean, people knew it was coming. You pre-registered for the game. They sent you email updates. So,
right. So far, update-wise, not the greatest communication from Arena?
No. Opposite.
Okay.
Opposite of that.
Yeah.
Great communication.
Okay, and then, so Cheeky Cutie, did you want to take updates for Galaxy of Heroes?
I think for Galaxy of Heroes, it's pretty good. I mean, like every live show, we pretty much have a news segment. There's always plenty to talk about on that topic, I think. I mean, sure, they've had a holiday recently, but, you know, that happens. I think generally there's plenty to talk about. It's good.
Okay, and here, so are you done?
Yeah, man.
All right, cool. So I'm glad that she brought that up. Okay, I have never heard of a game developer in my life. I played Blizzard games. I played other Electronic Arts games. I played all these. Dude, I played a bazillion other games. Okay, I have never heard a developer company, the whole team taking 2 or 3 weeks off, dude. I have never heard that in my life. So, like, who's running the game when they're all gone? You know, that makes no. I've never heard of that before. Okay, so the last update that we got from them was on December 22nd. The most recent update we got was January 9th. Okay, that's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, I'm just going to give you an example. All right, I'm just going to go to say I got to go back to Marvel Future Fight because it's the same developer, same company. I can't go to this game. It's only been out 2 days. Here's the update 17 hours ago, update 1 day ago, update 1 day ago, update 2 days ago, update 2 days ago, update 3 days ago, update 3 days ago, update 3 days ago. They do a trailer. They give you patch notes ahead of time so you know what's coming so you can prepare for it, right? You actually, they listen to the player feedback. They have a forum set up and they actually implement that on every single next update. If anybody plays Marvel Future Fight, they could testify to that. The quality of life that they do in this game, all those little bugs that people were talking about earlier in Forza Arena, those little quality of life things they don't like about the walking and not running and all that stuff, that'll all be fixed, I guarantee you. Because that's what these people do. These people listen and they make a good experience for their people, okay? I have always ragged on the devs, but I don't rag on the devs because I don't like them. I rag on the devs because it befuddles me, man. It's like Keystone Cops, dude. So
okay.
So updates.
So pretty good from this company, huh?
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Okay, and on the other side, so probably the person who has the most contact with the devs who has in fact actually met them and gone to visit them. Remind you just want to weigh in on quickly on the kind of updates and communication you get from them.
Doesn't matter what he gets from them. He's one he's one person. He can't.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
He's not even with us anymore. Okay,
yeah, I mean that's not even fair. That's not a fair statement. All right. So let's see. We're gonna go into content. Okay. Let's go into content.
We got content now.
Who's ready? Get Bromance in here.
Oh, this will be an easy one.
What you got, bud?
Well, I'm going to start with Arena first. as for content, there's only like 40 cards for each side at the moment. Granted, I will give them, it is new. They've been working on it for a couple of months. But, I mean, compared to Galaxy of Heroes, Galaxy is just full of content. You got your ships, you got 2 different types of raids, you got your PvP, you got your Galactic War, you've got all your different daily missions where, you get all your mods, all sorts of other junk as well, all the gear, whatnot, shards. There's just so much more to Heroes.
Okay, that's probably to be expected for a game that's been out over a year now.
Yeah,
so
which is one thing you obviously have to take into consideration as well. But I am very interested to see what they actually bring and introduce into Arena.
Okay, yeah, so let's see what Skunk's thoughts on that are.
Okay, so that's fair. I mean, they got raids. Cool. Took them a while to get it, but they got raids. Okay. We got Galactic Wars. We got all these other things. There's a lot of time-consuming stuff absolutely in this game. But here's the thing. Okay. How much of that game, if you really think about it, okay, if you really think about it and look at it from the fact of quit being just a die-hard, put the blinders on type fan of Galaxy Heroes, let's just objectively look at it. What does that content do? Okay, so here's the reality. We are a high-end Team Skunk Main Guild is a high-end raid guild, right? We're a high-end guild. Right now, I mean, I don't have to do anything in that thing's on autopilot. Right, that thing is on autopilot. It's done. It was exciting for the first maybe three or 4 runs that we did in that raid. But that's it. Same thing as a rank war. But now it's on autopilot. All you guys that are starting to come up, McLeod, you know this. I mean, when you don't cancel out the raids, I mean, they're not that difficult. Cheeky Cutie, you know this too. So,
don't cancel out the raids.
So when. Yes, they do. Yes, they have raids. Remon's like, oh, they got raids. Okay, yes, they have raids. But what is it? It's the same static content over and over again. I mean, it's not anything that exciting. So here's what I like about Force Arena. And again, content-wise, it was already destined to fail, right? It's only 2 days old. Okay, it was already destined to fail going up against this a game that's been out for a year. All right, but the fact that I can go in and I can do PvP, I can get here. Let's do this. I got my less than 24 hours of playing this game. I got Emperor Palpatine. I got Darth Vader. I got Luke Skywalker with the lightsaber. I got Jyn Erso. I got Baze Malbus. I got I can't even think of all the other characters I got. These are legendary characters, the highest end characters you can get. I have them. I can play them. I don't have to go buy $100 starter pack to be able to even have a chance to get Yoda to 5 stars, right? And then wait another month to get him to 6, and then wait another month to get him to 7, and then wait 4 months to get Emperor Palpatine. Maybe have a chance to get Emperor Palpatine unlocked, right? And then wait another 4 months and maybe get him to 6 or 7 stars, right? They gave me these characters day one, epic characters, the characters of Star Wars, not Zam Wessel, okay? Not Royal Guard. They gave me the best of the best. Why I wanted to play any Star Wars game in the first place. I don't want to play a Star Wars game because of Electronic Arts or Capital Games. I don't want to play a Star Wars game because of Netmarble. Okay, I want to play a Star Wars game because of Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, right? The epic, iconic characters. Boba Fett. I have Boba Fett on my team. That's another character I have. I just got Bosk unlocked. So they give you these characters free of charge. They don't charge you to have these epic characters, and they don't make you wait or buy these packs or do these refreshes to get them. I mean, that's hands down, dude. Content, yeah, you got raids, yeah, you got Galactic Wars.
Strong.
Can't beat it, bro.
Definitely.
Can't beat it.
What if 3 months?
Let's see.
What if 3 months from now you're still just doing arena against Bromance?
And I do it. I do it, dude. I listen. To this day, I play Heroes of the Storm off and on for the last year and a half, 2 years, however long it's been released, ever since it was an alpha. I've played that off and on. I love it. I love to just go in and get a quick fix, get a quick kill. That's what got me to fall in love with Galaxy Heroes was the arena, man. The arena was good. And I'm going to tell you this. We're going to get into arena in a minute. I want to jump to good on that. So
right, okay.
We'll get into that in a minute.
Strong arms both sides, and I think Miles has something quick to add in favor of arena on this.
Miles making every minute of this guest spot in the live show. I love it.
Go for Miles.
Get it, baby.
All right, so real quick. All right, so I want to say this right now. When it comes to having a guild, doing raiding, and any end game content, all right? Because if you're going to talk about a game with guilds and groups, you're going to talk about end game content, all right? I don't want to say this again, but I'm going to because it's the right thing to do. All right, it's a money making venture first and a game second, and it shows it by, in order to do the end game content, you have to play X amount of the game. All right, I have to get 600 energy every day in order to allow me to do raids. I think that's dumb. I think that's not cool. I would actually more so want to get like a key to a raid to say that, like, well, once you do these missions or once you amass, this much material or do whatever, but don't have that cookie cutter thing to where, I have to do this. It doesn't matter what, but I just have to spend this much time or this much energy, which translates into a dollar amount to do the end game content.
Okay, another strong argument there. All right, what do we got next, Skunk?
You don't know that Force Arena won't do that. Also, we just know it.
But it's not right now.
I didn't hear what he
It's
said.
not right
Sorry.
now.
What did he say the last part? Didn't Force Arena might do what?
He said that Force Arena might do that, but
Do what? Do what? I didn't hear. Sorry.
They might have
require you to play the game.
You to be doing the similar business model there. Like it might be too early to tell what their business model is exactly. I think keep in mind for all of this, for both Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes and Force Arena, these are what effectively are known as freemium games. And yes, this is a brand new venture into the world of mobile gaming. It's coming along in leaps and bounds right now. No one really knows where it's going, but it's definitely moving towards being something bigger than just a casual app kind of market. So obviously, everyone's still figuring out how to make a dollar off of this while still giving everyone the content that they want.
What? Well, go ahead. I was. Do we have anything as far as like? We were talking about content, right? We already discussed like the light side battles, dark side battles, things like that.
For what?
Not quite, but
for what?
Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, right? I understand that I have.
So what's like a sim? It's like a sim a battle. What possible argument could you have by throwing in lighter dark side battles?
There's no story.
That is not a content. That is not a content. There's no content there.
Just
all right, hold on. All right, Riemann, just finish up, and then we'll get a response.
What I'm saying is, you have the ability to upgrade these characters through light side and dark side battles, whereas in this game, you don't really have that chance. You kind of have to, you have all these characters, but they're all one shard of a character, and you don't know when or if you're ever going to get another Darth Vader shard at all. I'm saying, it could, maybe you'll get one in a couple of weeks, maybe you won't. I know when I'm playing Star Wars. Yeah, Daniel's Jack, for example, in Team Skunk Alpha. Okay, is relatively a free-to-play player. He's only bought a couple of those, $10 crystal, 100 crystal refresh packs where you get 100 crystals every day. The guy is in a high-end guild. Okay, he's got a great roster. Okay, he's getting General Kenobi shards. Okay, he's able to level up any character that he wants in the game at any point because he can just go find that character, level that character up, and get them as max as possible. Whereas in this game, it's kind of relying upon RNG, and I don't like that part. Right now I have Ezra Bridger in Force Arena, and I'd like to level up my Ezra Bridger, but I don't know when I'll get a Kanan card. I don't know when I'll get this. I don't know when I'll get that. I just have to kind of cross my fingers and hope it drops in my inventory.
Not to mention the credit cost of the heroes.
Okay,
yeah,
they don't cost anything in Galaxy of Heroes to get those characters. You don't got to pay to level a character up in Galaxy of Heroes.
It just feels harder to get the currency required.
Well, of course, it's 2 days old. It's a brand. You're level 3. Come on, man.
In its defense, there's one currency as opposed to 5.
Level 8, thank you.
Okay.
All
right.
Next one we're going to talk about is developers. Who's up?
Okay.
Well, EA's a way bigger developer, much more established.
Okay, that's what we're basing it on. We're basing it on EA.
Well,
and how long they've been around?
First of all, well, what are we trying to? What's the criteria for this then?
I don't know. I'm just asking that's all we're basing it on is just how long they've been around, or
you're talking about a more established. Put it this way: when you're talking about longevity and a developer, you want to know that developer is going to be there for the longevity of the game, right? You don't want them to go out of business. Now, Netmarble's a pretty big company, but EA is a much bigger company than Netmarble, and I don't think that anything's going to happen to EA that would put this game in jeopardy over the next couple of years. Whereas Netmarble could just invest a little bit too much money into a game and it go out of business.
Okay, Skunk, do you want to go for your argument, and we'll see where we're going with this category?
Well, first off, in 2013, EA laid people off, so that I don't really know what that statement comes into. But so let's talk about developers. I don't care about how long they've been around. Okay, I just want to know if they give you a good game and if they care about the community. If anybody knows anything about me, I'm a community person. Obviously, I built the largest mobile gaming community, founded it, created it. It is what it is today. Nobody has a bigger gaming community than what we've established here. So I am all about community. I'm all about people. I'm all about promotion. I'm all about getting more people involved and more people to buy into it. I promoted Galaxy of Heroes more than the developers promoted Galaxy of Heroes when I started doing Galaxy of Heroes live shows. So I'm all about it, believe me. But the developers, every single time, again, lack of updates, lack of giving us a heads up. Again, I'm going to go back to Blizzard. Blizzard's my favorite developer of all time, okay? So I always hold everybody to that standard. I mean, they are just absolutely amazing. But we're talking about Netmarble and Morbium here, okay? This is a company that posts daily 3 or 4 different updates from their developers and their GMs or whatever they want to call them on their forums or community managers. They got multiple community managers. They have a section on there, okay? And I'm going to tell you this because I'm a content creator, and some people may not be content creators, okay? But I am a content creator. And as a content creator, it's a lot of time and effort that you take to put together videos or live shows or edit things or do this or do that. And I'm going to give an example of somebody. So there's another YouTuber out there. I was just actually talking to him today. He messaged me, and his name's Smithy D, right? He does videos. And he's talking about, I asked him if he was playing, we were talking about something else, but I said, hey, by the way, are you playing, Force Arena? And he's like, oh no, I just don't have time. I'm doing these videos. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Guess what? I bet you if Smithy D goes to the forums, the official forums for EA and tries to post a video on there, I know I can't. I can't post anything on official forums at EA. But if he tries to go there and post a video to one of his Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos, they'll delete it and they'll give him a warning that he'll be banned if he continues to post videos on there. If you go to the site for Netmarble, Morbium for their games, they have a thing right there that says community videos. Post your videos. You're a content creator. We want to reward you. We want to reward you for letting people know within the community about certain aspects of the game, new players that come in, and we want to make sure that you can spread that to people that might be interested in it, that play other games that might come over to our games. Okay? I was asked by EA, I was contacted by them to be a part of this program that they had, but I had to sign a non-disclosure agreement to do that. Okay, I don't have to sign. I post 100 videos over on Netmarble when I do Marvel Future Fight videos. They never asked me to do anything. They've liked them. They followed me. They've done stuff. They supported me, but they never asked me to sign a non. Why would you want to control me? So updates constantly on a daily basis, multiple updates. Care about their community, care about their content creators, which if anybody knows anything of buzzword in 2017, it's about content creators and influencers, right? That's what's big right now. So they are the ones that got it together. I don't really feel that Capital Games, I don't know much about I don't know anybody at EA that actually does anything with this game. I just know about Capital Games people. I don't believe that anybody at Capital Games is an elite developer. Okay, I just don't believe. They don't carry themselves like that. They don't put out updates like that. They don't communicate with the community like that. I mean, you go on their forums and say any type of thing about the game, and you're like instantly deleted or banned. So, I mean, I am 100% gonna say that this game, even though it's only 2 days old, that I know the developers had more relationship with other games, hands down is gonna beat them. Done deal.
I don't think so. I don't think so, man. I mean, listen, when it comes to, first of all, I mean, this game has been supposed to come out for like 2 or 3 months now, and I haven't heard a single word about a release date or anything about this game until it actually dropped in our laps on Wednesday. So, I mean, there was no updates, nothing. I mean, I pre-registered back at like the beginning of December and in November, and I've just been waiting for this game to come out. And I mean, I checked websites, I checked their site, I checked, all over the place to try to find a release date, nothing. And then, I mean, even there were people making videos on this game that went into the beta over in Australia or whatever, and they had no idea, I mean, and when it comes to posting content on the forums, first of all, you can post videos on the forums. I post videos on there all the time.
I requested when I had a conversation with the executive producer of this game 8 months ago. I had a long, detailed conversation with him. He said to me, "Yes, we would like to do a forum just for content creators on our website." You know how easy it is to create a forum? They already have the forums. You just create a sub forum. It literally takes 2 seconds, and you post your videos here if you want to post videos about our game. If you want to promote our game with your videos, post it here. They could never even do that.
Well,
They
EA
can
has
never
a,
even
EA has
to
a-
literally click a sub forum and say, post your videos here, or community videos, or content creators, or video guides.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna cut both of you off there because I mean, for the average player, a lot of this is a bit of a tangent, and just for time reasons, if you want to come back to it circle around later, but for right now, if we want to move on to whatever the next subject is, we'll circle back to this if you guys want to.
Yeah, and the fact is, he was checking every day to see when the game came out. Boom, baby.
All right.
Boom.
Yeah, no, of course, because I also create content, and I mean, EA actually has a game changers program specifically for content creators.
Yeah, if you sign the agreement, you sign special stuff. So you got 5 people out of how many people do content for that makes 0 sense. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That's dumb. Why can't you? Why wouldn't you just say, "Oh, you're a content creator"? Oh, well, just do whatever you want to do. Why do you have to do all this special stuff?
Sounds like
they want to mold. They want to mold.
Okay, Raymond.
They want to mold. They want to control. They want to control.
This sounds like this is an awesome after show party kind of battle for you guys to have it out in the after show. But let's keep this one on track.
All right, so we're moving on to the next topic. The next topic is cost. Cost.
All right.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, Galaxy of Heroes is super expensive, but you know what I mean. I feel like when I make a purchase in Galaxy of Heroes, like let's say I do spend that $200 to buy an Erodium pack, I'm getting more than I would get from $200 of purchases in.
What would you need to buy for $200 in Force Arena?
I don't know if you bought those. Let's say those packs. Let's say you bought those platinum packs, right? I mean, you're not getting nothing out of those platinum packs.
I don't see why they didn't make it to where you have to buy platinum packs to be. They give you the cards right out the gate. You don't have to buy anything. They put the platinum packs in there because every game developer puts a $99 thing in there because there's a bunch of dummies out there that will buy it.
That's because right now the player base is mainly free to play, and there's not a lot of whales in the game. We start looking at this game maybe a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. There's going to be some guys that have made significant investments in this game at that point, and the paywall will be there. And you'll notice it. We'll all notice it. And I just feel like there's less. I feel like Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is the most free-to-play friendly game that I've ever seen mobile in my life. You can farm anything you want. You can get any characters you want. You don't have to spend a nickel. Okay? All it takes is your time, and you can still be a competitive player and get the job done. And you can compete in any content in the game being free-to-play. Whereas in this game, I think maybe 3 or 4 months from now, you're going to be limited on some of the things you can do. I mean, again, you'll be able to play the game, but I think you won't be able to compete with some of the top dogs in this game at all, or like not even touch them. Where like as in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, if you can if you don't have necessarily the greatest characters, or if you don't have the meta characters at the moment, you can put together a good enough strategy to beat them if you have the right characters, or if you have a good counter to that team.
Okay.
All right.
So here's my philosophy on cost, and this is why I absolutely love Star Wars Force Arena. Okay. Now listen, this is not debating. This is just the truth. Okay. This is why I like this game. Okay. Forget it. You have to spend money if you're gonna maintain a high level arena rank. Okay. You have to do it. You're gonna have to spend something. You're not going to start this game, be completely free to play from one end of the spectrum to the other, and to be able to compete effectively and play at the highest level of arena or tournament or ship arena, whatever it is. This game is set up to stair step you to buy more stuff, and everything that they release, Rogue One. There's not one Rogue One. When was that released, guys? When was that released? Almost a month ago, a little over a month ago. There is not one character from Rogue One that I could farm right now. I have to buy a pack, or I have to do a tournament, which in turn is still spending money because you got to buy those refreshes to get the ally tokens. Okay, So everybody thought, oh, they took away from crystals. So listen, here's what I love about Force Arena. If I want to get my gaming fix, if I want to get my Star Wars, we're talking about Star Wars gaming, okay? Take personal stuff out of it for a minute. We're just talking about getting a we enjoy Star Wars, we enjoy the characters, we enjoy being able to play our favorite iconic characters. If I want to go in and play with my guild mates, my friends, and I want to play, if I want Bromance to play Palpatine and I want to play Vader, we can do that. If I wanted to play Leia and I play Luke, whatever, we can do that, right? We can go ahead and do that right out of the gate, and I don't have to buy anything because there's no arena, there's no payout, there's no nothing like that. Yes, there is a ladder. Okay, there is an arena ladder in this game, and it's a global. There's no servers. It's only one server. But I don't care. There's no rewards. There's no special thing for that. It's just bragging rights. I want to go in and be able to kill people and have fun playing my favorite characters. I don't want to play Battlefield, okay? I don't want to play a console game, but I can do that on a mobile game, and I'm very thankful that Force Arena released that game and allowed me to do that.
Well, you do have to admit, Skunk, you are a $2.99 whale in Force Arena.
$2.99. Hey, just so you know, I'm gonna tell you guys this. I'm gonna let you guys know a secret. Okay, I spent $20 on that game today. You know why? Because those stupid ATSTs did pop in my thing where you could buy them. And I tell you what, I just gotta have them, man, because they look too good. I go up against people that have them. So I spent a total of $23 in this game, and there's really nothing else for me to buy. The ATST guys, those that have played it, that's it, right? What else is there really that you'd have to buy?
I thought we agreed to stop at $3.
Hey. Hey, listen, I didn't, I usually keep a gaming budget of $40 a month. So I'm halfway there, okay?
Well, you did better than me.
Yeah, so that's it. I do $40 a month. I set a limit at that because I don't ever want to buy new like Xbox or not Xbox. I don't have Xbox. I got PS4. I don't want to buy like a new game, so I always do that because the new game's like $50. So I set it at 40, so I make sure the game's been out. I do the reviews and all that, so I'm buying a game. But majority of that money obviously would go to a mobile app game. But
At the rate you're spending, you're gonna hit that max tomorrow.
Yeah, that's true if you're basing it on that. But in Galaxy of Heroes, I mean, really, honestly. If you fall behind for any reason, if you fall behind in Galaxy of Heroes, you don't play for a couple of days, you get sick, you go out of town, whatever, you're gonna fall behind, man. You're gonna have to pay to catch back up. It's the only way you're gonna catch back up. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. You're gonna have to pay to catch back up. So unless you play every single day and you do every single energy refresh and you do every single payout and you do all your stuff perfectly, you fall behind a couple of days. Those of you that done it, you know what I'm talking about. So the cost factor right there, I'm not gonna have to pay for this game in the future because I already have the characters I want and I can play the game the way that I want. I don't need to be at top of arena ladder that doesn't exist in the game. So,
all right, okay, what do we got next?
Next is age of the game. So
and what do we mean by age of that?
Yeah, again, when anything is new, right? When anything is new, people get excited about it. I even made the joke the other day, hey, everybody's playing this game right now, but, next week we might not be playing it, right? Force Arena, when something's new, we get all excited about it. So I'll give it that. It is a new game. But new is exciting as well. New is fun. New might open us up to new possibilities. So I hope that everybody that's so adamant one way or the other, whether it's Force Arena or whether it's Galaxy of Heroes, I hope either way they give each one a chance to at least experience it and go in with an open mind. Okay, I'm done. So whoever's next.
All right, well, I think this one's probably not really so much of a debate because obviously one's a year old and one's brand new, and I think pretty much summed it up there. So it's more of a wrap-up.
SWGOH is so 2016. Okay, yeah.
Listen, if we're gonna talk about this again in 3 months, and if you're not playing that game anymore in 3 months, I expect you to do something on air. You gotta get tarred and feathered live on.
Why? I've been going against 9 people tonight.
I'm so down to see that.
It's been me versus 9 people tonight. All right.
Okay.
Longevity. So here we go.
Here
Longevity.
we go.
I think this is our last one. So longevity.
All right, home stretch. Let's go. Longevity.
Who's going to take the ball?
Well, Disney has movies coming out every year till 2020, so both have
probably both looking pretty good. Yeah.
I don't really think that. I think they're both going to be. I mean, Netmarble, has games that have been out for many years now. I think EA is kind of new to this, where Netmarble has quite a bit more experience as far as mobile apps and things are concerned. I think EA is still kind of kind of new to this realm of microtransaction, mobile games and things like that. So I mean, um, I think they'll kind of piggyback off each other a little bit. I think like one of the games may come out with something, and then the other game may follow suit, and vice versa. I think I think there's some of the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes aspect that maybe Force Arena would like to implement, and I think that now that Force Arena is out, the people that play Galaxy of Heroes are going to be crying to the developers about they want Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes to have these these features, and I think that they're going to try to do the best that they can to follow suits. I see longevity for both games, to be honest.
Yeah, I have to agree. The devs at Galaxy of Heroes definitely need to take notice of this game, because Force Arena has come out just in nuking everything, because it is very highly addictive, and I would have to agree. Both have longevity.
All right, not much of an argument so far, but what do you got, Skunk?
I'd say it's a tie.
Yeah, I just think I think overall, there's hardcore play, right? And the majority of people that obviously would watch a live show, the majority of people that would take the time, to come to listen. This isn't the casual fan that watches is my fan base. You know what I'm saying? I mean, casual fans do watch the replays or watch some of my videos, but the majority of people that come to the live shows and watch these replays on the next morning or whatever, if they're overseas or over in other countries, those are the hardcore people. And guess what? When the hardcore get done, get tired of it, and they move on to something, it's really hard to come back. Me and Reman had this conversation. It's really hard to come back to it. A game like Force Arena, what I like about it is that it's a game that I don't have to invest time. If I go away for a week, I can come back and just get in some couple quick PvP matches, hang out with Bromance for a little bit. We hang out, we chat, we do our thing, we roll on, right? If I went away for a month and did not touch Galaxy of Heroes, I couldn't come back and I couldn't be in Team Skunk, the main guild. They would be so, you know what I mean? It would be on a whole nother level. They would be on new content, they'd be on new characters, they'd be on new gear levels, they'd be on new whatever's after a Zeta, you know what I mean? So I think in this game, the longevity of being able to come back after you're done with the game and casually play it, I think, for me personally, I think this is a game that has, because I've already done it in Heroes of the Storm, I can come back and play it casually after I played it hardcore. So that's my point on that. Let me see, just make sure there's nothing else on the thing. Okay.
All right.
That's it.
Cool.
So overall, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Woo!
Overall,
I've been making notes and stuff. I don't know.
Hang on a minute.
From the format.
Before you start, McLeod, my brother is here.
All right.
He has been listening the whole time. I guess when I told him in the beginning, when I told everybody to mute their mics, he thought he didn't know he didn't know he was supposed to turn it back on until he came in here and asked me if he should do it. So yeah. So Broller Troller, you there? Hello. Wow.
Did he mute again?
He's not muted, actually.
No, he's not muted.
That's all.
Oh, here's. Huh? Oh, he wants to come in here. Oh, okay. He wants to come in here and do it. Okay, so he wants to sit in the big boy seat. All right, he wants to sit in the real streaming chair. Hey, he ain't got no DX Racer like I got, boy. He's sitting at DX Racer. All right. Oh, he took notes. Wow. Nice.
Okay. What's up, y'all? So my things that I heard, like the main thing is the raid is the biggest part of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, right?
It's a big part.
Like that's like the goal, to beat the raid and be the best at the raid, right?
That's what it seems like. Arena seems like controlling your
so.
progression, not so much PvP.
I mean, I from 2014 till like a month ago when I quit playing it, like I was hardcore into a game called Destiny, and that's like very raid oriented, but it's also PvP oriented. So it's got like both the games you're talking about right now, kind of oriented in one game in a console. So the raid is interesting because like that aspect of it is really exciting when it comes out for like a week, and then you beat it, and then you beat it again, and you get loot, and you're like, okay, I'm done. That's the kind of thing I kind of see why I would go more towards Arena, because like the live PvP is interesting, it's exciting, and like when you do a big play against someone live that was like beating you initially, and you do a big play with your teammate and you smash them in the end, that's like that's something like your heart starts beating like you're in an actual fight or something, you know? That's big. In my clan in Destiny, they were really unwilling to run PvP because they were only experienced in the raid and like the PvE stuff, and it was kind of it kind of felt like a fear of losing in PvP and getting like I don't know, getting beaten and destroyed by players that were more experienced. And once I got over that fear, I started dominating. You know, it was kind of nice. But like Twitch PvP viewership primarily is for live PvP. Like if you look at League of Legends, which dominates with 100,000 viewers all the time, like they're the top of the list no matter what when you go on Twitch. You know, they're like a MOBA game where people fight each other. So it's kind of like Arena in a sense. And which one, as a question, which one would you guys watch over on Twitch? Would you watch Arena more? Like, would you think you get more viewership with Arena or Galaxy of Heroes?
You're probably going to get more out of Arena.
Yeah.
It's geared, like, it is geared to be more visually entertaining as a thing. Whereas Galaxy of Heroes, it is repetitive if you're not actually playing it to watch. It looks more or less the same. So that's probably where you're going.
So Galaxy Heroes is more of like an intrinsic, like we did it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're making watch me videos and play alongs, then yeah, you're it's probably more visually entertaining than to see live battles. Number one, because it's a live battle, there's people involved, and unless you have an interest in the game already, the Galaxy Heroes is probably not as repetitive. Can't return to it as often because it's going to look like the same thing if you don't know what's going on. It'd be fun to see all the Star Wars content, but yeah, you're probably gonna, as someone who makes that kind of content, you're probably gonna want to go with Force Arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can chime in on that. I've been to BlizzCon 5 years in a row, and it's definitely more fun to watch the actual PvP, whether it be StarCraft, Warcraft. It's way more exciting, and you do get adrenaline going when you're rooting for your favorite guy or whatever.
Yeah, it's like exciting. And do you think you could have more? You could have like tournaments actually in the future. Maybe you could have tournaments with guilds in the arena. That's just something I was thinking. But I'm gonna pass it back over to my brother.
Cool.
How do you do?
Scott, your voice changer. I know that was.
Yeah.
As soon
You said you got a voice changer. That was really you.
As soon as he started talking about smashing people and feeling the vibe, I was like, this
okay,
is
I would
Scott.
never say feeling the vibe. Okay.
Like,
you can definitely tell it's not me because he's very he's not as high strung as me or animated.
A little less intense.
Your heart starts racing. Like your heart starts racing, and I was like, this is Skug. This is Skug wants to repeat of the Ronda Rousey fight.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he pretty much gave the point of view from someone who broadcasts on Twitch a lot, and how it would, if he was to choose between the two to create content for himself.
I'll say one thing too that I thought was pretty. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a funny story, and it kind of hit home for me. Is that the game just launched, right? So there's bound to be some bugs and stuff. And there was a bug. We PvP'd probably for what, guys? Probably like 5 hours straight or something like that. We were just going crazy. We were on Discord, we were going crazy PvPing together. And it got this bug when you PvP with guildmates, and it's called a standby bug. And normally you could just restart your phone and come back in. It happened every once in a while, and you just restart your phone to play. Well, for whatever reason, it hit us, and I did it for like an hour or so, and so we all kind of went off and did our own things and whatever. So I came back a little bit later, and everybody, no guildmates were really on at that time. It was kind of, I think it was early in the morning, and so I was just kind of randomly playing with like noobs, like just jumping in with randoms, right? Just random people, just queuing you up with whoever. Well, I ended up I ran probably 3-4 in a row, won even with random people. Then I went up against this team, and it was like. Started out pretty good, and then it just got crushed. And I was like, what the heck? And it ended up being, I looked at the screen at the end because they had the victory screen, and it ended up being Team Instinct. So it's funny. I've never ever. There's no Team Instinct on my server, on my arena server. And we always have a rivalry. We're always gonna have a rivalry no matter what, right? It's always gonna be there. Teams go. I don't care what game, but 10 years from now, we're still gonna have a rivalry with these people. And I like to think of it as a friendly rivalry. But yeah, so I mean, it's like, oh my god. So you know that these dudes went to their Line app or chat or whatever the heck they're in. They're like, dude, they screen capped it. Like, dude, we just wrecked Lord Skunk, blah blah blah. But listen, I want to make a public service announcement to all guilds out there, FTB or HGB or HTC, whatever they are now. Team Instinct, any of these guilds are going to play. The big guilds. Listen, if it doesn't say 2 guild mates together, it doesn't count. Okay, it's got to be Team Skunk versus Team Instinct, whoever it might be. That's the only way it counts. Anything other than that doesn't count. So we got to roll together. So yeah, so that was just funny, man. I was just like, oh my god, of all the times to fight these dudes, right? I just went through like a 5-hour session of PvP with fellow Team Skunk members, and I get stuck with some noob guy, and I end up going against these guys. So they're loving it. It's just fun, man. I just like that part.
Yeah.
That we can kind of have that rivalry. Outside of it, I don't have it. If they're not on my server, I can't interact with them. So Galaxy Heroes. So that's that. Any last thoughts, McLeod? What are you thinking?
So, okay, if you want to give me my Jerry Springer wrap up here.
Yeah.
All right, not that anyone cares anymore, but if anyone does, the score for the first round where we actually scored was 65-39 on strategy.
Yeah, but half those people never even played the game, so it didn't count.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just a bit of fun there. So in terms of
listen, I take Cheeky Cutie out there one time, and I carry her in a PvP match, and she gets to feel the rush of just wrecking people with those Skunky D. She'll change her tune real quick.
I promise you, I'll try it.
All right.
That's all I can ask for.
We're gonna have a quick run through all the categories. Graphics. Like I said, I think it's a case of they're different styles. They've obviously got hold of a lot of really good artwork. And for the nature of the game, for Force Arena, it's going to have to be a little sacrifice there just for the sheer amount of action that goes on in the screen, which we've been watching throughout the show here. I will say one bug I did notice is that all the tanks and the vehicles, they seem to be able to run through them. All the characters are just going straight through them like they're holograms. So I don't know if that's something that's meant in there as a game mechanic just because it's just the only way they can program it right now, or if they'll fix that, but I did notice that. And obviously, there's a better flow to the graphics of Star Wars Galaxy Hero because you pretty much get in-game what you get outside the game because it's not moving and it's mostly static, so you can get away with that. So, both kind of different. I think the overall summary is that they are both very different games. They're going to appeal to different kinds of parts of your gaming wants and needs. So they're not exactly comparable apart from the fact that they are very Star Wars heavy, and that's only a good thing because more Star Wars content, more Star Wars gaming is just a good thing. So that's where you're at with the gameplay. Obviously, real people, if you're gonna want to go for that true PvP PK kill kind of stuff, then that's great. The gameplay and stuff from Galaxy of Heroes is going to appeal more to your kind of collectors slow RPG build kind of gameplay, and again, totally different. In terms of time, it's you got to remember I came up with this a little earlier that it's a new frontier in terms of mobile gaming becoming a thing. So this kind of speaks to also cost and things like that. Galaxy Heroes was probably never meant to be what it is right now. It was always meant to be jumping on the back. So this kind of games where everyone's trying to make a quick buck, and because of the fan base and it being Star Wars, it kind of blew up into this thing. So it was never designed with a particular business model in mind. They've just kind of had to botch together as they went along. So that's probably why it's come out the way it has. This one's probably had more time, and bear in mind it is a free game, so you're not going to get everything you're going to get out of like a fully fledged AAA console game. So, you got to bear all of this in mind for any cost structure. In terms of the PvP, it is really social. For Force Arena, you can do that. You can get that fixed and play live with other people, with your guildmates. There is that kind of coordination that goes on with Galaxy of Heroes because you've got all that prep. If you remember back to when we first started Rancor raids and when we first started, there was that coordination. You did have to talk in Discord to be able to coordinate how to get through those raids. And you got to realize Team Skunk is a very elite kind of player community where we get through all of those raids so quickly. And for a lot of casual players, they're not there. They don't get there as quick. So you got to bear that in mind that it might be a little boring for you, Skunk, because you are part of such an elite group and it's so easy for you. But for most people, it takes just a little bit longer to get there. And what else we got? And then So that's a couple of questions on the guilds. How many people can you actually have in the guild, and what is the benefit of being in a guild in Force Arena?
You can have 50, and you can PvP together. Either you can PvP against other people, or you could PvP like I could go like I could 1v1 Remon, or I could do 2v2 me and Remon versus you and Bromance. It's just to practice, to get better, to try different tactics. So here, let me give this quick synopsis too, because I didn't get a chance to say it. I just want to say this. So here's what's going to happen in a guild like Team Skunk, a Team Instinct guild, guilds like that. There's going to be new guilds that crop up, and there's new players are going to come in. In another 2 weeks, okay, the people that really want to take it serious, they're going to be in Discord. They're going to be in voice chat. You're going to have your partners or a couple people that you group with. You're going to build your decks around it. You're going to have coordinate. You're going to get to the point where you know what to do. You know what the other person's going to do it because you did it so many times with them that doesn't even it's going to be you and that person honed in versus other people. And it just builds this camaraderie and this bond. If you played, other games like that, Arena and World of Warcraft and stuff like that, where you got to build that bond with your partner to be able to succeed and win the match. That's what you're going to see in this game, and the camaraderie and the future of that is what I look forward to.
Yep, sounds good. And,
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I learned Skunk likes to do tanks up the middle all day.
Tanks up the middle, baby. I drop a little sniper up in the top lane or the bottom lane, and put them tanks right in the middle, baby.
I do admit, Skunk, I love the fact that you and I were accommodating for each other's decks the other day just to increase our win. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I think the only other notes I made was
wait.
about
I want to say. I just want to say this.
on.
The bromance is important. I want everybody to be aware. I love comparing decks with you.
Whoa.
Boom, baby.
Looks like there's some competition there. Cheeky cutie, watch out. It's going to steal your boyfriend.
Yeah, don't worry, Cheeky. I'll send you some deck pics later.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
What? Don't you want to see what characters I'm running?
For sure.
All right, and moving on.
All right, so the last notes I had were down to cost. I will say, cost in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. You don't have to spend any money. It's the same thing you said. You can put down Force Arena whenever you want and come back and play whenever you want. And you don't have to care about the leaderboard. You don't have to care about the leaderboard in any game. So that goes for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes as well. So if I've told loads of people this who ask me questions on the Discord and want to know, if you're just happy with your position in the game and you get what you want to get out of it and you just play to the level that you want to play and you can just be happy with that, then you never need to spend a dime and you can go along as slow or as fast as you want. And if that really doesn't bother you, the only time it really comes into the picture is when you have to have number one spot or you have to be at the top of the leaderboard. Then obviously, yes, you're going to have to spend to play. And the only reason you really have to do that to a stupid degree in Galaxy Heroes is because whales have come along and completely skewed that curve. So there is that to bear in mind. If you're happy with where you're at in any game, whether it's a freemium game, whether it's a pay-to-play game, if you're happy at your level, enjoy it for what it is, then the cost is always going to be exactly the same. You only spend if you absolutely obsess over getting to the top of those leaderboards. And the general takeaway I get from this is, and also so everyone knows out there, everyone here has no bad blood against either. This is not a which one's best. I think the general consensus I got out of this is that they are very different games and they do fulfill different needs. And there's no reason why everyone can't play both or either or. It shouldn't really matter. If you're a hardcore gamer, you will play any game on any platform, anytime. Especially if you're Star Wars fans, you will definitely be playing both of these games and enjoying them for different reasons. So no real winner here. The real winner is everybody because we get more Star Wars gaming and that's the best thing. So that's where we got with the whole debate. We hope you enjoyed it and realized that it's all just a bit of fun and everyone was taking their sides and playing their part, but we all love gaming and we all love both of these games.
Well said, dude.
Yeah, good job, McLeod. Yeah, all the people in the chat that were freaking out, guys, don't freak out, okay? I still love Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Still going to play Star Wars Galaxy Heroes.
I still love you all.
It's all good. It's all good. Everybody relax. Hey, listen, somebody had to be the bad guy, and I am man enough to step up and be that bad guy. I'm not afraid.
I like Force Arena, so I mean it's not like that. It's just I mean Galaxy Heroes is clearly better, and that was That's finally established.
Now here's what's gonna be funny. Here's what's gonna be funny. Find the door just said, "What's your opinion on Cassian?" Now we don't know if he's talking about Galaxy of Heroes though or Force Arena. So how are we gonna do that? And we got to figure that out, right?
What he's gonna have to do is put
Cassian Galaxy or Cassian Arena.
Yeah.
Cassian Galaxy.
But then we're gonna think he's talking about his arena. Then we think he's talking about his arena team. This is so confusing.
Okay, how about we do this? I mean, we said this at the beginning of the debate.
How about Cassian GOH or Cassian SFA?
There's two distinguishing things. You can just put Force for Force Arena. There's no Force mode in Heroes.
GOH or SFA.
And just have Galaxy and Force, and then or G and an F. So they're right next to each other on the keyboard. Should be easy for everyone to distinguish.
Unless you accidentally hit
it. Yeah, we'll know what you're doing. So Force or
I've done that.
Galaxy.
Hey, and just so everybody knows, listen, we love all of us love Star Wars, right? We all love Star Wars. That's why we play any of these games. And the fact that we have two cool Star Wars games, that right there is amazing. Okay, so let's just celebrate that and be happy. So we got two really fun games. We could play both. We could play one. We could play the other. But the beauty of it is that we get to choose which one. So it's nice. Last year we only had one. Now we got two. So that's pretty cool. The other thing is that now we get more content. We get more things. We got people that maybe didn't like doing videos on Galaxy Heroes. Maybe we got people that want to do videos on Force Arena. Maybe it's just a little bit different. I think it's more exciting. I think the Force Arena is a little more exciting because this is like people versus people. So that's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how that pans out. So I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm thankful again for all the people that watch the show, and hopefully we can get to know a little bit more about this one as well. Star Wars Commander. That's not even. Come on. All right, you're reaching now. All right. All right. So here's the thing. I wanted everybody to know. Let's talk about a little bit of SWGOH love because you guys feel dirty now that I badmouthed it or something. I feel like I beat my wife or something. Next week during the live show, top 10 Zetas. Next week during the live show, top 10 Zetas. The reason I want to push it back until next week is because the devs are just coming back, as we talked about earlier. So they may possibly release some new Zetas. So we might as well at least see what potentially comes out of there so we give you a list that's as up to date as possible. So next week during the live show, we'll be looking at the top 10 Zetas in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We have the list right now, but we're going to hold it till next week, especially so Mal-Yabin can be here to go over that list with us. He helps write those.
Yeah,
so,
it's a good. Yep. It's a good one.
Yep, it's a good one. It's looking good so far. I did peek at it today. So if nothing changes, we got the list. If they do add more, then we'll update that list based on what they have. So I'm excited and looking forward to that. So make sure you check it out. If you're new to the channel, this is probably not the absolute best day to be a first time viewer, but you made it through. It can't get any worse than this, right? So please like, subscribe, appreciate that. After every live show, we have the live show after party in Discord. So if you didn't like what I had to say or what Riemann had to say, or you want to buy Cheeky a virtual drink, you can head over to the Team Skunk Discord by going to lordskunk.com/discord, DISCORD. And we have that. You can ask questions, talk. We have a fun little more loose there, and have a little chat there. We might be giving away some ally codes. Who knows? We'll see. But head over to lordskunk.com/discord. Thanks to everybody that hung out. Thanks to all the guests. It's been a super fun show. This is a long show. What is this? How is it? Like 2 hours? Oh my goodness, it's a 2-hour show.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Wow.
We ran low on this one, so thanks for sticking with us.
Yeah, thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
So we will see you guys over in the after show, and then we'll see you back next week for the top 10 Zetas.
Yes, sir.